أجمعين. وعن أبي هريرة رضي الله عنه قال قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم: أنا أول من يفتح له باب الجنة إلا أنه تأتي امرأة تبادرني فأقول لها ما لكم من أنتم؟ فتقول امرأة أمت على أيتام لي. وكما قال عليه الصلاة والسلام: صدق الله مولانا العظيم وصدق رسوله النبي الكريم ونحن على ذلك من الشاهدين والشاكرين والحمد لله رب العالمين. All praise, thanks, and glory belongs to Allah alone, the Almighty, the in control, the one who is independent, who is self-sufficient, and is the sustainer of the entire universe and beyond. We bear witness and testify that there is no deity worthy of worship except Allah, and that Muhammad, the son of Abdullah, is the last and final messenger of Allah. May peace, blessings, and salutations be upon him, his family, his companions, and all those who follow his footsteps, including us until the day of judgment. My dear brothers and sisters in Islam, Allah Azza wa Jalla is our Father, is our Creator. He is the Father, the initiator of the creation without any previous models. He is al-Musawwir, the designer of all of us. He knows us at an atomic level. He knows what we love, what we feel, what we hate, what we despise, what we dread, what we are worried about. Some of us are worried about our health. Some of us are worried about our wealth, our children, their future, their careers. All of us seem to be worried about the future because the future is unknown, it's a mystery, and we naturally are afraid of the unknown, and we do our best to try to prepare for that. So Allah knows that we are afraid of tomorrow, and we try our best to prepare for it. Our financial advisors will tell us that we should allocate a fund for rainy days, for those unpredictable events that you learn seeing coming. And you want something to fall back on when your children move out, when your source of income starts running out. What do you have to help you out on that rainy day? That's what they tell us, and that's what we do, and that's what we're supposed to do. Allah knows we're worried about the next year. A new fiscal year, what will it bring for us? How can I work more? How can I use my time better? How can I make more so that I can be more secured and more prepared for that rainy day for myself and for my family? Allah knows that is one of our fears. He created us. He knows us. He tells us in the Quran about a different tomorrow that is not perhaps always instantly in our minds when we think about tomorrow. He says, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu ittaqullah. All who believe, fear Allah, have the taqwa of Allah, because that is at the core of our ibadat and our rituals. That is what will motivate us, drive us to do good, and that is what will deter us from the disobedience of Allah. Once we do that, what is the next step? What should you do as a person of taqwa? He says, وَلْتَنْظُرْ نَفْسٌ مَا قَدَّمَتْ لِغَدٍ. A person, a soul, should assess and evaluate his deeds and actions. What is he putting forward for tomorrow, for that rainy day? What are you putting forward for that day? Are you preparing enough? وَلْتَنْظُرْ نَفْسٌ مَا قَدَّمَتْ لِغَدٍ. Know that tomorrow is not like the tomorrow of this world that has a beginning and an end. That tomorrow has a beginning, but it has no end. That tomorrow, once you enter the day, there's no return from it. That tomorrow is that which raises the hair on the bodies of those who fear Allah. Umar radiallahu anhu, one time someone came to him and said, Ya Amir al-Mu'mineen, the leader of the believers, help me, my daughters and my wife. I need help with Amir al-Mu'mineen. So he probably gets me request up to me, want to learn a little bit more and find out if it's really a need because it's a command, a way to know. So he said, what if I don't give it to you? And you really want and need that justice, what if I don't give it to you? So he says, well, if you don't give it to me, then I will hold you accountable tomorrow on the day of judgment. And on that day, it's either Jannah or the fire of Jannah. Right away, Umar radiallahu anhu erupted with tears and cried that his beard became wet. He called his servant and took off the outer garment that he had, and he said, give this to this man at once. Let him sell it, do whatever he wants with it, and let him take benefit from it. It's not how he said, but it's what he said. He mentioned the day of judgment. And I was clear on that day. There are some Sahaba who used to say that, and someone was saying, that on the day of judgment, when that tomorrow comes, I want to be resurrected among the muqarrabeen, the people who will be closest to Allah Azza wa Jalla. I don't only want to be from the people of the right, I want to be Rasulallah. When Abu Dhar, he heard this, he said, oh, we, I don't want to be resurrected on that day. Because of the horrifying events that will unfold on that day. Am I prepared? Am I ready for that day? Uthman radiallahu anhu used to cry at the graves, and people would ask him, why do you cry at the graves? Because he would say, that is the first stage of the beginning of tomorrow, of the hereafter. How you and I are preparing for that day. Do we move into action when we hear about the day of judgment? What are we doing to hold ourselves accountable for that day? One person, Iyas ibn Salama, he said that Salama, his father, one time he was in the market, and Umar radiallahu anhu was walking along with a stick, and he will move, I have to get to places. And he accidentally hit the garment of Salama. And people saw this fight for a moment, but they still be so meaning no one said anything. People moved on with their lives. Weeks passed, months passed. A whole year passed by. Umar came back to Salama and asked Salama that, oh Salama, I heard you were going for Hajj, and you really going for Hajj this year. He says, yes, yeah, you are planning to go for Hajj. So Salama said that Umar took him to his room, and gave him 600 dirham. And he said, here, you take this with you for your journey. Someone said, no, this is such a random thing you're doing, I'm not me. He said, no. I remember a whole year ago, I hit your garment in front of people. And maybe you felt disrespected. Maybe you felt insulted. You couldn't say anything. I don't want you to hold me accountable tomorrow on the day of judgment. This is for you to help yourself and make me forgive me. Salama said, Ya Umar, I didn't even remember this until you reminded me this now. Another time someone came to Umar, I remember hit him with a stick, and he left. After he came back to his senses, he said, call that person back. And he gave him that stick back, he hit me back. I don't want to do this on the day of judgment. This is how careful, conscious, fearful our pious predecessors and Sahaba were of the hereafter. They knew the reality of it, how long that day will be. Abu Dhar radiallahu anhu, when he just did, he was crying. I was worried on someone who was with the Prophet at all times. He was crying, people said, why would you cry Abu Hurairah? What is making you cry Abu Hurairah? You're with the Prophet all the time. Whether rain or shine, hungry or fed, suffering or poverty, you're with him, taking thousands of hadith from him. Why are you crying on your deathbed? He said, I'm not crying over this dunya of yours, I'm crying over how long my journey is ahead of me, and how little rations supply I have for that day. These are the closest of people to the Prophet. So this is how afraid and scared they were of the day of judgment. And this is how seriously they took it. One person came to the Prophet, and he was an Arabi, a Bedouin, simple-minded person. And he said, Ya Rasulullah, let us follow. What is the day of judgment? What is that tomorrow Allah speaks of? He took it so seriously. He wanted to know the exact date and time. When is it going to happen? So that I can prepare for it. Of course, these are the knowledge that only Allah has access to. Inna Allah indahu ilmu as-sa'ah. Allah has the knowledge of the Sa'ah tomorrow. We know al-ghayth, and He is the one that brings down rain. He knows if that rain will be harmful or beneficial for a person. وَيَعْلَمُ مَا فِي الْأَرْحَامِ. And He knows what is in the wombs of the mothers. He knows if that child will be righteous or corrupt when it grows up. وَلَا تَدْرِي نَفْسٌ مَاذَا تَكْسِبُ غَدًا. And a person does not know what he will earn tomorrow. Only Allah knows. وَلَا تَدْرِي نَفْسٌ بِأَيِّ أَرْضٍ تَمُوتُ. And a person does not know in what land he will die. So these things only Allah knows. When Jibreel came to the Prophet ﷺ and he asked him, what is the day of judgment? What is the tomorrow? The Prophet ﷺ said, مَنْ مَسْئُولُ عَنْهَا بِأَعْلَمَ لِلسَّائِلِ. The one being asked does not know any more than the one that's asking. So no one knows. But the Prophet ﷺ asked the Imam Sahabi, it's still asking when is it, and when you're afraid of it, you want to prepare for it, but مَنْ أَعْدَدْتَ لَهَا. Focus your attention on what have you prepared for that day. What are you doing? What are you actually planning to prepare for that day? So this simple-minded person said, Ya Rasulullah, I don't have much, all I have is Hubullah wa Rasul. I have the love of Allah and the love of His Messenger. The Prophet said, you will be with the one you love. You will be resurrected on the day of judgment with the one you want. So we need to ask ourselves, my brothers and sisters, what is that one action that I can have and count on for my rainy day in the hereafter? The Prophet used to ask Allah, Allahumma inni as'aluka hubbak wa hubba man yuhibbuk wa hubba amalin yuqarribuni ila hubbik. Ya Allah, I ask you for your love and the love of those who love you. And we ask you for the love of one deed, حب عمل, one deed that will bring you close to your love. What is that one deed that you and I are attached to? We can't let go of it no matter what the weather is, what conditions we're in our lives. We can't let go of it. One person, the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, that on the day of judgment, أنا أول من يفتح الله الجنة. That the door of Jannah will be open for me. Except one woman, she will be rushing to the door. And I will ask her, ماذا كنت who are you? What have you done? You are rushing to the door of Jannah before me. So she didn't identify herself by her name, the name of her father, her family, her ancestors, none of that. She defined herself and identified herself by one action that she used to do all the time. She said, أنا امرأة قعدت على أنفاق الدين. I'm a woman who took care of my three children. Their father passed away. I did not give up on them. I was persistent on their tarbiyah, on their upbringing, and I was patient in raising my children. Perhaps that is the one deed for which Allah Azza wa Jal is giving me this privilege to rush to the gates of Jannah. The Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam asked Bilal, "O Bilal, I've heard your footsteps in Jannah. حدثني بأرجى العمل. What is that one deed that you have the most hope for, that you can count on for your rainy day in the hereafter?" A lot of Allah knows as well. So I don't know which one it is. Perhaps after every time we make wudu, whether it be at night time or daytime, I stand in front of Allah and I pray to Allah. It could be a simple action, but you're attached to it for the sake of Allah, only for the sake of Allah. The Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he told us about a group of people that were stuck in a cave and there's no way out. For them to survive, if they were stuck there, that's it. There's no survival for them. So one of them said, why don't you invoke Allah, ask for His help for one deed that you think you did only for Him and solely for Him? One person said, Ya Allah, I serve elderly parents, and every day when I used to come back home from the markets, I used to stop by them first, give them the food, grocery, wherever they would like to eat, they would eat from that, and then I used to go to my wife and children. Every day I did this sincerely for you. And one day I came, I was late, and fell sick. And I felt so bad, and how can I skip my plans today? I used to do this every single day for your sake. I didn't want to abandon this. So you spent the whole night waiting for his parents to come down. He could have just woken them up. He wake up about 50, he said, no. Let them sleep and rest, and then wait until they wake up, until the morning, when his children are reclining at his feet. He said, Ya Allah, if I did this for you, rescue us from this predicament that we're in. This is the deed of one person. Another person came and said, Ya Allah, I used to have many employees, and one of them forgot their salary and check. And he forgot about it, days, weeks, months passed by. I could have forgotten about it too. But I had his concern, his well-being as my interest. I took that salary, I invested it in camels and sheep. And when he came back after many years, he had all these goats and camels and sheep. He asked me, where's my salary? I could have said, we don't know, we don't have the bookkeeper or accountant. We forgot about it, we don't know. Instead, he said, all that you see from the goats and the sheep and camels, that is for you. The person was so shocked, he said, La taqta'judu. Don't make fun of me now. Just give me my salary and I'll be out of here. Don't make fun. He said, no, كل ما ترى من الإبل والغنم is for you. Everything is used for you. So he said, Ya Allah, if I did this one action for you, rescue us from this predicament that we're in. Another last person, he said, Ya Allah, I passionately love this woman, but I would have done anything to make this woman halal for me. But he said, there is no way for me to make it happen, so I forced myself, and I lied, and I did what I had to do to get control over myself. When I got full control, I followed you. You are more greater to me than the deed that I'm about to engage in. So I abandoned, I aborted, and I left only for you, Ya Allah. If I did this for you, Ya Allah, rescue me from this predicament that I'm finding myself in. And eventually, we'll all rescue. So, my brothers and sisters, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam asked the Sahabi, let him be prepared for that day. Not for the day in this world. Whatever calamity and problems we may find ourselves in this world, will inevitably have to come to an end. And even in the last case scenario, a person lives his whole life miserably. hadith Sahih of the Prophet ﷺ. That person, he will be dipped in Jannah. For a millisecond, he will be taken out and he will be asked, هل وجدت بؤسا أبدا? Did you find any difficulty in your lonely life? He will say, no, no, I never found any difficulty in my lonely life because it was a moment in Jannah. So no matter what we go through in this world, whether we prepare for it or not prepare for it, it will have to come to an end. But those are the ones who are really unfortunate, are those who didn't prepare for that day which was no ending to it. So let us all be prepared and conscious of the tomorrow that Allah reminds us in the Quran. He says that وَلْتَنْظُرْ نَفْسٌ مَا قَدَّمَتْ لِغَدٍ وَاتَّقُوا اللَّهَ إِنَّ اللَّهَ خَبِيرٌ بِمَا تَعْمَلُونَ. Allah is all acquainted, all knowledgeable of what is the deepest fears you have in the blessings of your hearts. In the next verse, Allah says, وَلَا تَكُونُوا كَالَّذِينَ نَسُوا اللَّهَ فَأَنسَاهُمْ أَنفُسَهُم. Don't be like those people who forgot Allah, and then Allah made them forget themselves. Right? And the time of the Prophet ﷺ, the people that used to come and they used to reject and deny the day of judgment and make fun of the promise of the day of judgment and resurrection. They used to pick up bones from the ground and show to the Prophet ﷺ, and look, this is what we will become. What day of judgment you talk about? Allah says, وَضَرَبَ لَنَا مَثَلًا وَنَسِيَ خَلْقَهُ. He gives us an example that he forgets his own creation, what he was made of. He was nothing once. But who? Allah says, مَا فَعَلَمْنَا شَيْئًا. You didn't know anything in the womb of your mother, and then you grow up, you become a scientist, a scholar, an astrophysicist, and then you do statistics and probability, and you say, this all happened by chance. What day of judgment are you talking about? Allah said, don't be like those people. Don't be like those people. Look beyond the horizon of the tomorrow of this world, and be mindful of that everlasting, never-ending tomorrow. Allah Azza wa Jalla give us further tawfiq. أقول قولي هذا أستغفر الله لي ولكم ولسائر المسلمين فاستغفروه إنه هو الغفور الرحيم. الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله يا للصلاة يا للصلاة يا للصلاة يا للصلاة الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله. الحمد لله والحمد لله الذي بنعمته تتم الصالحات وهو الذي يقبل التوبة عن عباده ويعفو عن السيئات غافر الذنب وقابل التوب شديد العقاب في قول لا اله الا الله واليه النصر والمنار. الحمد لله على احسانه والشكر له على توفيقه وامتنانه واشهد ان لا اله الا الله تعظيما لشانه واشهد ان محمدا عبده ورسوله الداعي الى رضوانه صلى الله عليه وعلى اله واصحابه واخوانه وسلامه وسلم تسليما كثيرا. اما بعد فيا ايها الناس وحدوا الله فان التوحيد اصل الطاعات واتقوا الله فان الطاعات حسنات وعليكم بسنة فإن السنة تكفرون الإطاعة فمن أطاع الله ورسوله فقد رشد واهتدى وإياكم البدعة فإن البدعة تهدي إلى المعصية ومن يعص الله ورسوله فقد ضل وغوى وعليكم بالصدق فإن الصدق ينجي والكذب يهلك وعليكم بالإحسان فإن الله يحب المحسنين ولا تقنطوا من رحمة الله فإنه يرحم الراحمين ولا تحبوا الدنيا فتكونوا من الخاسرين. ألا وإن نفسا لن تموت حتى تستكمل رزقها فاتقوا الله وعزموا في القول وتوكلوا عليه فإن الله يحب المتوكلين. وقال ربكم ادعوني أستجب لكم إن الذين استكبروا عن عبادتي سيدخلون جهنم داخلين. بارك الله لنا ولكم في القرآن العظيم ونفعني وإياكم بما فيه من الآيات والذكر الحكيم. أستغفر الله لي ولكم ولسائر المسلمين فاستغفروه إنه هو الغفور الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور انفسنا ومن سيئات اعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له ونشهد ان لا اله الا الله وحده لا شريك له ونشهد ان محمدا عبده ورسوله ارسله بالحق بشيرا ونذيرا بين يدي الساعه من يطع الله ورسوله فقد رشد ومن يعص الله ورسوله فقد ضل وغوى اعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم ان الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد اللهم أعز الإسلام والمسلمين اللهم أعز الإسلام والمسلمين اللهم انصر دين محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم واجعلنا منهم ربنا وقنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار ربنا ظلمنا انفسنا وان لم تغفر لنا وترحمنا لنكونن من الخاسرين عباد الله رحمكم الله ان الله يامر بالعدل والاحسان وايتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون فاذكروا الله الجليل يذكركم وذكر الله تعالى اولى واعلى وجل وكن عن اكبر والله يعلم ما تصنعون ويقيم الصلاه. So it's please don't forget to the God of God, so God is waiting in the back.